It is time for my final Star Wars months video. I say months because it's taken me like 2.5, 3 months to get 4 videos done, but whatever. Point is, this is the last one. So, what is the topic of this last video? The topic is, what does the future of Star Wars look like? Does anyone know? What are going to be my theories? What do I want to see in the future of Star Wars? We're going to discuss that all here. However, before we get into the discussion, I have to say this one thing. So, when I started Star Wars Month, I kind of envisioned a long-form series discussion type videos where it was just me talking for a long time with very minimal editing. And I've kept true to that, considering that most of these videos have been 35 to 40 minutes long. However, I recently just did a video where I truly realized how long these videos were when I reacted to a 12-minute video and my whole reaction, unedited, is 2 hours. So I'm going to try and set some limitations here for this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a timer for 20 minutes. And I might not be exact on it, but give or take 20 minutes, that's what this video is going to be. So I'm going to start that right now. Set a timer for 20 minutes. And
your timer is set for 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay, here we go. So, what does the future of Star Wars look like? Star Wars is a very interesting series. What does the future of it look like? Are we going to get something that appeases all the fans and makes every fan love it? Or if they have fallen out, or can Disney do something to make everyone kind of come back together? I don't necessarily think they can, because if The Mandalorian isn't going to get anyone back onto Disney's side when it comes to Star Wars, I don't think anything is. I personally never left the side of Disney. I think they've done a good job for the most part so far. Not necessarily all of it. I do have some gripes with, some of the movies and stuff like that. But overall, I feel like they do have a good grasp on it. The only thing that worries me about Disney, and we're already starting to see it, is just the mass conglomerate consumption and just worldization, is that the word, of Star Wars. Meaning Star Wars has always been big, and I feel like it's probably the biggest film franchise of all time, but now under Disney's leadership, I feel like it's gonna get exponentially bigger. I mean, it's already gotten huge. I mean, it's just everywhere now. And some people might argue that because it's so huge, that makes Star Wars less special, because now Star Wars has become just like any other blockbuster film franchise. And I kind of disagree with that, honestly, because I feel like if Star Wars, because the films are so good, they hold up and they stand on their own. So I feel like that's never going to be diminished. I feel like the feeling of Star Wars is still always going to be there, because no matter how much movies are made, or how many movies are made, or how many TV shows are made, there's always going to be that original trilogy that people can come back to. That being said, we are getting a slew of new Star Wars properties. I feel like Disney, they have taken a break when it comes to Star Wars, especially on the movie front, at least for a little bit. Obviously, there's COVID, but even before that, they were going to take, I think, like a 2-year break when it came to movies. When they released that giant press release, right before COVID, there was like a 2-year gap between the Star Wars films. And all that. So they've been trying to kind of regroup, as far as I can tell, what they want to do with the Star Wars franchise. What do I want from the Star Wars franchise going forward is a couple things. First off, I feel like the future of Star Wars is on Disney Plus. And not necessarily Disney Plus just, right there. I mean, it's going to be on Disney Plus. But what I mean by that is, I think television, series, like mini-series style television, or just, long-form series television, is the future of Star Wars. Now, are we going to get kind of oversaturated with Star Wars content? I mean, maybe. People have been talking about how they're oversaturated with Star Wars content when there were only, 4 new movies made, but there were 23 films of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that shows no sign of slowing down. So how are people oversaturated with something like Star Wars but not Marvel? And I've always kind of wondered that. I kind of think it's due to the fan base, but whatever. We're not going to talk about that right now, but what I'm getting to is I truly believe that the future of Star Wars doesn't really belong on the big screen. Like, of course I want to see more Star Wars movies, but I feel like the Skywalker saga, you know, that's done. And so I feel like I'm really more interested in seeing these television series of Star Wars. Like, I think it would be awesome to create an anthology Star Wars television series where every episode, like almost like a Black Mirror / Twilight Zone, like Star Wars show where, I mean, maybe not necessarily those same themes, but like in the sense of every single episode is a different story. I think that would be really awesome. I mean, you can allocate the budget to be for the entire series, but each episode gets its own budget, and like, I mean, you can explore so much of that universe. You can bring some of the expanded material, aka the Legends material, kind of back into canon with that. You can even break canon and just do these Elseworld kind of. I know I'm bringing in, you know, DC now, but like the Elseworld kind of storylines. Where what if someone wants to do like a what if storyline where, I don't know, Yoda turned evil or something like that. Like, I think that might be cool. I wouldn't rush out to see that particular episode, but I would like to see a lot of freedom with Star Wars, you know? A lot of the fans, they want people to have the freedom with Star Wars, but at the same time, they also want the Star Wars they know and love to not be messed with. And, you know, fans have a very particular, like, mindset when it comes to Star Wars, and in their mind, they're like, if you don't follow the criteria that I set forth, I'm not going to like your Star Wars material, and I'm going to trash it and send you death threats. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it's not the entire fan base, but I'm just saying, like, that happens, you know? But at the same time, I see a lot of Star Wars fans who really want directors and creative visions in Star Wars. And that brings me to my next point. For the future of Star Wars, what do I want to see? I want to see something that doesn't mention the Skywalker saga at all. I don't want to see anything of Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine. I would love to see something set in the Old Republic, or like, what happened? Who was the first Jedi? I mean, for those of you who read the expanded material, maybe you know that maybe that's just too deep for me. Or like, who was the first Sith? What happened there? I would love to see that. That's a story that really intrigues me. How was the Jedi Order started? You know, who created the lightsaber? I know that in the expanded universe, the Sith were actually the ones who kind of created the lightsaber without the cord, and then it was originally proto-packs and all that. Now I'm getting real nerdy, but the point is, it's like, I would love to see that stuff on the small or big screen even, but please, I think the Skywalker saga is done, and I understand sort of that Disney has a lot of trepidation when it comes to leaving the Skywalker saga behind, because they want to give the fans something that they'll enjoy, that they know they're going to love. If they make something that has Luke Skywalker in it, or Luke Skywalker is tied to it, they're going to love it. But I feel like the reaction to Solo proves that that's not always the case. I mean, I like Solo, but a lot of people didn't really like that film. And I feel like that just shows you that not everything that connects to the original trilogy people are going to love. So I feel like now that the Skywalker, story is over, I feel like that's it. Like, I know some people are saying they would love to see kind of like a prequel trilogy, or this is kind of weird, like a prequel trilogy to the sequel trilogy, in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Like something that takes place in between the original and prequel trilogy that kind of shows Luke Skywalker, teaching his students and creating a new Jedi Order. And I understand that, and we are getting stuff like that with the new Ahsoka show, obviously The Mandalorian and all that. But at the same time, I really would love to see stuff that, even if it takes place in the same time period, I would love to see stuff that just takes place so far away and so far removed from it that it's almost like an entirely new film series almost. Like, I know that a lot of people might be like, oh, that sounds so dumb. You want a Star Wars film that looks and feels nothing like Star Wars? And honestly, like, I feel like a little bit, yeah. Because that would be something cool and unique and different that we haven't seen before. Like, imagine a Star Wars series that has all new original concepts and new original characters that obviously follow it to some degree, but like, I would love to see a Star Wars thing without a stormtrooper. I know that's crazy and that might be blasphemy to say, but like, how cool would it be to see like like to see the origins of the Jedi, and there isn't a freaking like stormtrooper or clone trooper anywhere in sight, or Sith trooper, Death trooper, Dark trooper, whatever. Stop with the troopers, man. I mean, I love them, but every time, like, I feel like now they're almost synonymous with just like this time, this period in Star Wars that I feel like, for me personally, I feel like I would like to move on from that. If you want to make something that takes place 200 years before the fall of the Jedi, that'd be dope, you know? And or something that takes place so far ahead in the future, that would also be dope. Like I said, I would also love to see more of the mystical side of Star Wars. Like Star Wars, a lot of people call it a sci-fi film, but Star Wars is more of a space fantasy, and I would love to see the more mystical side of Star Wars kind of be explored more. They kind of touched on it in the sequel trilogy a little bit, and a little bit in the original trilogy. Obviously, the Force is very whatever, but like I want to see like the spiritual side, like to the point of something like to like Jedi Fallen Order. I think Jedi Fallen Order did such an amazing job of expanding the Star Wars universe and really showing this other side of the Force and the Jedi Order that we haven't seen. They created like this history and like backstory like on Zepho, and you see all like these almost Egyptian / Christian era like icons of, you know, these people and like these hieroglyphics of like the original Force users and Jedi. Like, it was such a cool concept, and I would love to see that. I would like, how cool would it be to have like a mini series focused on Zepho, you know? Or just, I would love to see the origins of it all, you know? Or just something even before the origins. What did Star Wars look like before the Force even, like, I mean, always existed, but like, who was the first person to discover that you could use Force and manipulate it? Like, I would love to see a story about that, you know? But there are a couple things I want to do here. First, I want to go through all the projects that Disney Lucasfilm is making, and just kind of give my overall, you know, thoughts about what I feel like, you know, if they're going to be good, am I excited, whatever. So Patty Jenkins is directing a Rogue Squadron movie. I've never played the Rogue Squadron games. You're a Star Wars fan, you never played Rogue Squadron? No, I'm sorry, I haven't. I just recently sort of got back into video games, but I still wouldn't call myself a gamer by any stretch of the imagination. So I've never played it, but the idea of like these, like, you know, TIE fighter pilots and stuff like that is really cool, especially because Patty Jenkins comes from a family of fighter pilots. So that's really cool. I'm actually really excited about Rogue Squadron because I just feel like just seeing these like really cool aerial battles, like obviously we've gotten a lot of that, but I feel like Rogue Squadron can really take you deep down into that. And I don't know. I just feel like it's cool. Some might find it redundant because we sort of got that in Rogue One, and a lot of people might say that, you know, we're repeating kind of the same thing and all that. But am I in focus? I don't even know if I am in focus, dude. Sorry if I'm out of focus for this video. But yeah, I'm excited for Rogue Squadron. Untitled Taika Waititi film. I mean, there's nothing on it. I like Taika Waititi as a filmmaker. I don't know if his style is like can suit everything he touches, but he does have a good grasp about drama and comedy when it comes to his more dramatic movies like Jojo Rabbit. But when it comes to his more popcorn movies like Thor Ragnarok, I feel like the comedy really takes precedence over the drama. So I don't know if that might be the same with his Star Wars film. Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I know I just said I don't want to see anything more take place in the Skywalker saga, but this is just long overdue. This is an exception because, come on, dude. People have been asking for this forever. And even though I'm not a fan of the prequels, I've always said that I would love to see Liam Neeson and Ewan McGregor get their fair shot because they are amazing actors and they were some of the best things about the prequels. Arguably the best things about the prequels. So just to put them in another, you know, series or movie that's actually good, sorry prequels fans, that would be awesome. And I would love to see that. So, and Hayden Christensen, I also feel like it's a bad rap for those movies because his acting wasn't great, and I do feel like he was kind of miscast as Darth Vader. Again, sorry, prequel fans. But he's proven himself to be a decent actor in stuff like Shattered Glass, so I would like to see him kind of... I like these redemption stories with these actors, you know what I mean? And I hear he's a really nice guy, so I would love to see that. Ahsoka, sure, I'm excited about. I mean, I love Rosario Dawson's portrayal of her in The Mandalorian. I heard Ezra Bridger is going to be in that, so that's going to be cool. Rangers of the New Republic, honestly, I couldn't care less about that, honestly. Same thing with Lando. That's cool. I don't know if they're bringing back in Donald Glover, but yeah, I don't know. Just man. Same thing with Andor. Andor, like I like Rogue One, I do, but I don't really need to see a prequel to the prequel of Rogue One explaining the backstory of Cassian Andor. I don't need to see that. Okay, the Acolyte is the thing I am hands down most excited about. Okay, because the Acolyte is exactly what I want. The Acolyte is a mystery thriller that will take the audience into a galaxy of shadowy secrets emerging from the dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. I mean, that's just something that's awesome because we haven't seen the High Republic, right? Or is the High Republic? I don't even know. I would really like to see. I'm really excited for the Acolyte because it sounds like something. Unless is the High Republic the prequel Republic, or is that no? Because that's to be the old Republic. I don't know. I heard this takes place hundreds of years in the past. That's what I'm excited about, and I hope that's what we're getting with that because that would be dope. A Knights of the Old Republic film too, by the way, would be dope. But anyway, Star Wars: The Bad Batch. I actually haven't gotten through my watch through of the Clone Wars yet, so I can't really tell if I'm excited for The Bad Batch, but that trailer looked awesome, though. Visions, which is the first Star Wars anime series, I could honestly care less about. I'm not an anime fan. I'm sorry. A Droid Story. Not really excited about that. I feel like, I don't really care. I never watched the cartoon Droids, starring C-3PO and R2-D2, but this continues to develop new stories. The intersection of animation and visual effects offers new opportunities to explore. Okay. The epic journey will introduce us to a new hero guided by legendary duo R2-D2 and C-3PO. Man, like I said, I just want to see something new, you know. And that's all on this list. I feel like there was more. I thought there was more. But yeah, I know that Rian Johnson has a Star Wars trilogy planned. I know that the dudes who did Game of Thrones also had a trilogy planned. I think that got canceled. I don't know what Rian Johnson's doing. I would like to see Rian Johnson do his own trilogy that's not hindered and pigeonholed by previous films where he can kind of just be himself. I mean, he was himself with The Last Jedi, but he was scrutinized for it. I would really just like to see, like what he can do just on his own with no, leash around his neck. But what do I want to see from, like, in terms of actual ideas when it comes to Star Wars? I think I would really like to see something like a Star Wars horror film, or a Star Wars, like, if they did an anthology, maybe one of the episodes could be a Star Wars horror kind of element. Like, that would be so cool to explore the creatures in different scary kind of, like, environments that the Star Wars films can, really lend themselves to. I'm a filmmaker, so I make up films in my head, and I have a lot of film ideas. One thing, and I won't just bore you guys with like, oh, I think this would be a cool film idea, but one of them I will share is, I think a really cool idea would be a Star Wars heist movie that takes place, I don't know, in the Old Republic or whatever, where there's a group of people. Obviously, you have the one central character who's really sympathetic, who kind of gets roped into this heist because he's got like this backstory. Maybe he's trying, I mean, I haven't developed the entire thing, obviously, but maybe he's trying to, like, I don't know, like, find money for his wife's disease, or like trying to save his son from prison. I don't know. But you got that central character who has humanity, and he's kind of mixed in with this band of like crazy kind of different characters. Some are insane and like rebellious, and some are more by the book, some are smart, some are dumb, whatever. And I think it would be really cool to have this, and some are creatures, some are humans, whatever, all these different kind of, and they get together and they plan this insane heist. And I don't exactly know what the heist is yet, obviously, because I haven't developed the story. I mean, Lucasfilm, if you want to give me a call, I'll write a freaking treatment right now. But like, I think it'd be really cool, a heist film. And the heist primarily takes place on Coruscant, where they have to infiltrate the Jedi Temple with the Jedis roaming around. I think that would be dope. Like, that could just like really lend itself to like a lot of really suspenseful scenes where they're trying to break into the Jedi Temple and be quiet to not make any noise, or like maybe they have to like do something and like meditate so they're not sensed with like Force sense. You know what I mean? And the reason they have to break into the Jedi Temple is like they need a kyber crystal, so they need to steal a lightsaber for some reason. I don't know why they have to steal a lightsaber. Maybe like, maybe like they're looking for like all this money or something, and it's behind this vault that only a lightsaber can cut through, so they need to get a lightsaber, and like so they break into the Jedi Temple to try and steal one. I don't know. I'm just coming up with the top of my head. When I say that part out loud, that's obviously it's very one-dimensional and underdeveloped, but like, I don't know, just a heist film where a group of people and a group of robbers, criminals, thieves have to break into the Jedi Temple to steal a lightsaber or a kyber crystal or something that belongs to the Jedi, I think would be so cool and like a really suspenseful kind of thing. You know what I mean? And I have this idea, and I know this is so hypocritical to what I just said, super hypocritical, but if you really want fan service, I have this idea where the sympathetic guy kind of like as they're breaking into the Jedi Temple, he like looks around and Yoda is staring at him, but because Yoda he at this point would be like a Padawan, he like senses that this guy means well for breaking into the Jedi Temple, so Yoda pretends to like not see him and like covers for him as all these Jedi are looking for these people who broke into the temple. I don't know. I think that would be a cool idea. It might be dumb. I don't know. So yeah, I'm almost done with my 20 minutes. I got 24 seconds on the clock here, so I'm going to use them wisely. But that's what I want from the Star Wars film series. I just really would like to see something that A, doesn't mention the Skywalker saga, or B, something that is completely new and different and kind of genre bends a little bit, you know? Oh, Book of Boba Fett. Also, I'm excited about that, even though it takes place during this, you know, the Skywalker era. So I just forgot that one because that wasn't on the list that I just looked at. All right, that is my time. 20 minutes, okay? And I feel like I got pretty much all of my points across. That is the end of Star Wars Month, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure, I guess you could call it, if you enjoy one-man podcasts of, you know, listening and watching a guy sit down and talk about Star Wars for 45 minutes with no editing and no visuals. I mean, hey, if people can listen to a podcast for 2 hours, they can listen to a guy talk to a camera for 45 minutes, right? That's what I like to think. I mean, you don't have to, you know, you don't have to watch this. You could just listen to it and maybe watch something else. So anyway, guys, that's the end of it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed Star Wars Month. Now, for the next couple videos that I have a couple actually banked right now, but they're just so massive. Like I said, a 2-hour video for a 2-hour reaction for a 12-minute video. I have to edit the crap out of that. So I got other videos, so subscribe if you want to see them. And that means that Star Wars Month is over, and that means comments will also be returning. So look forward to that. So if you have any gripes with my thoughts about Star Wars, you can put it on my next video, maybe. Please don't, though. Please don't. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Clever catchphrase. May the Force be with you. Star Wars Month, baby. See you guys later.